It's the power of JaySkull, and I'm putting as much effort into that as the creators put into this show.
Jason, like, you know, you like to test the limits of our friendship occasionally, and this has definitely been a testing of limits. You're forcing me to watch this series, The New Adventures of He-Man.
No one's forcing you to be here. You're choosing to be here, okay?
Oh, you're torturing me. You know it. You know
it's
it.
on a rotation. It goes classic series, She-Ra, New Adventures, 2002, and then we go back to the beginning.
However, I will say, we are looking at The New Adventures of He-Man. Episode 6, I believe, called Sword and Staff.
Yeah, Sword and Staff.
I'm going to say it. This is the best episode of this series I've seen so far.
I agree. And good Lord, is the bar really that low?
It's that low. Look, I'll give you the rundown of what because this plot's pretty thin, but I want to give you the rundown. Skeletor and Quake find a giant crystal on Denimberia. And you're going to remember this. They go from planet to planet in this place. That makes Quake stronger, but only for a short amount of time.
So it's like PCP.
Yeah, that's it. It's drugs. Drugs are bad. Quake tests his new strength on He-Man, Hydron, and Flipshop during their trip to get oil from the bassionic resonator on the Benaria.
Oh, they're just making these words up.
Like, it's world building. This series gets an F for world building because everything is intentionally hard to say and confusing.
It's like that one scene in Star Wars before you learn anything, and Luke Skywalker goes, "But I was going to go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters." Now imagine that for half an hour.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's funny
with less context.
I do like this episode. Like I said, I do like it because of a couple of reasons we'll get into. But it always feels like it's a cartoon made from somebody who's watched kids who own different toy line figures and make them work together. Because this does feel like a mashup of He-Man, G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villains. And I just can't move past it. It just, everything is so like Flipshot and that. They don't belong in this universe. Something's off.
They look like G.I. Joe characters. I agree. And then Slushhead and Quake, they look like they belong, like you said, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And
yeah, it's nuts, you know. And so it always feels like it's a bad recipe, you know, with this. However, this has got some cool moments in this episode.
It does. First of all, I think the first thing I texted you was, "Wow, Skeletor got a glow up," and they fix the eyes. They finally make the eyes black. I mean, they have little bitty red dots in it, but overall, lots better than the bug-eyed Skeletor.
Yeah.
And I will also say
the voice is different though in this episode for Skeletor.
I think it's the same voice actor, but he's doing it in a more breathy register.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit more casual, I would say.
Yeah.
It's
not great for him.
It's very odd. So much of this show feels like they recorded it in the closet, and like you have 5 minutes before this is due. There is also what I thought was an extremely badass He-Man moment in this episode, which it comes right after the big fight, right after Skeletor's buried, and of course He-Man being He-Man, and I gotta say, they got He-Man right, even though He-Man straight up lied to Skeletor at the very beginning, which He-Man wouldn't do. But He-Man takes the time to dig Skeletor out, and Skeletor just says, "Oh, just go, I don't feel like fighting anymore." And so He-Man turns to walk away, and Skeletor blasts him, and He-Man, without even looking, takes his sword and goes, "Psh."
You'll never change.
I was just like, oh, what is that doing in this series? That needs to be in a better series.
That's world building. That's adding context. That's adding depth to the character. That's assuming that they've done this so many times at this point. And
yeah, it honestly, for the first time, felt like this was actually He-Man and Skeletor for that 2-second scene. It was like, oh, I know him, and I know him. Yes, they know each other. They've had a history together. And now he's wearing samurai gear.
I did feel the fight had stakes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which was, again, like, wow, there's actual substance here. Like, this is weird. But I got to say, He-Man, I rubs me the wrong way. No offense to the voice actor, I'm sure he's really good at stuff, but it never feels right to me.
No.
He's animated like he's literally. They have 2-3 frames of him drawn, and they just swap him out because he never really like when, especially he's talking. There's nothing to him. Like he's got no charisma. And the original He-Man, that's the thing that everyone forgets. How much charisma was in the filmation He-Man?
John Irwin somehow managed to make He-Man feel like not just a powerful character, but a safe character, like somebody who would be your friend in your worst hour. This He-Man is like an actor who's never seen an episode of He-Man being handed a script 2 minutes before it's time to record. And I'm not disrespecting the voice actor either. I don't even know the voice actor's name. I'm sure that they've done great things before, and great things since.
It's not really an actor's
it's the writing. The writing is what fails the show over and over, and the direction, and the fact that I really do think that the producers of this show never watched the original He-Man.
You know, it's just occurred to me while you were saying that. The other main thing about what John did as well is He-Man had a sense of humor. In all this difficulty, he had a kind of whimsical way about him in the sense that, like, even in the most dangerous moments, he could pull out a zinger every now and again. And, like, you know, the fact of the matter is he enjoyed life, He-Man. And we don't get any of that depth, like, in this show at all. Like,
no.
And again, I have a problem with all of the like, I know their instinct is, well, it's masters of the universe, so we should be going to all these different planets, but just their expansion of it. Like, we're now at this planet, we're now that planet. Dude, you're not Star Trek, all right? You can't just start doing this and think that 8-year-old kids are gonna learn all of this stuff or even be interested in any of this stuff.
Here's something that I did not realize. Did you know that this is the only show in the entire franchise in which He-Man and Adam are voiced by 2 different actors?
No, I did not know that. That is breaking news.
I did not know that either. I was just going through trivia right now because I'm trying to figure out why people thought this was a good idea, and I just haven't.
Why is Adam even a thing in this universe? Why does he have to be Adam here?
I know. Whenever I have to pull out my sword and turn into Adam, I was like, yeah, go ahead. Nobody even knows. It's like nobody goes, oh my gosh, Adam is He-Man. Everybody's like, whoa, He-Man, why were you dressed like that when you came in? I don't get it.
Well, you know,
who's
we
Adam?
Understand in the original series why he has to hide his identity. Well, it's why he made that choice. But
it's because kids like it.
No reason here at all. Like, who are you protecting? Like, no one. And let's be honest, why would you want to keep going back and having to when he turns back from a He-Man, he's got to sit there and do his hair locks again, and that's the problem. He's walking. There's a shot where he's as Adam is walking along with Flipshot and the other dude, Hydron. They're in their space outfits, and he looks like a shepherd from the Bible. And it looks so weird and odd. Like, it just doesn't work.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But the glow up is this episode's great because I think the fight scene is great, and I think that the ending, that little thing, and the glow up of Skeletor.
Yeah, I don't know.
So needed.
I've kind of been reading some people's opinions of it, and some people have very fond memories of this series. So maybe it does get better later. I don't know. I just know right now I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of it.
You know, and I look. And we have reasons. It's not because we're fond of the first series over the other one. It's just because, let's face it, like, this is like a last gasp attempt to save a toy line in a franchise in a period that they wouldn't accept the fact it was done.
Yeah.
And I understand the hundreds of millions of dollars this franchise made for the toys and the coming from the cartoons and that in the mid to late 80s was unbelievable. You know, it had a couple of years of being the #1 toy line in the world. Yeah, they just couldn't get it. Like, this was just, it was like they brought in someone completely different team and everyone's panicking because they're losing money. Go, oh, well, I've got an idea. And they, out of desperation, went, yep, do that.
Yeah,
and this
Lou
is what we
Lou
got.
Scheimer actually gave his blessing for this series because the person who was going to be in charge of it was a friend, and he was like, "Yeah, I want my friend to have work, so yeah, go ahead and do it." But
Yeah,
he said he never watched it. He never
yeah.
watched this one, and he never watched the 2002 series either.
That's a shame because I think they were very much tipping their hat. They were
I think
trying to
so
drive it
too.
forward, and they were, I think, trying to pay respect to what had come before.
I think so too, but on the other hand, I could kind of see it's like somebody taking my baby and
Yeah,
putting my baby on stage with lines that I didn't write, and I'm like,
yeah,
I
of
don't know if
course.
I like that or not.
Yeah, I can understand that. I hope it's different. I hope in a world where he is looking down that he enjoyed things like Revolution.
Oh, I hope
Because
so.
that's
'Cause that was awesome.
very much, yeah, yeah. That's it. Oh well, I don't have much more to say about this episode except if you're into it, I don't want to throw shade on you too much. That's
Mm-mm,
great.
mm-mm.
If you got something out of it, meant especially as a child, our opinion on it means nothing.
We're,
You love
we're
it,
just a
but for
couple of
me,
we're just a couple of nobodies on the internet who really should be acting our age and getting a
yeah, but we're
job,
not.
according to the
We're not.
comments.
Yep, no,
No, we're
we're
not.
not.
No,
We're
and you
hanging
know what?
here and we're ripping on things that are 35 years old. We don't
Yeah.
care.
And you know what? If you enjoy the new adventures of He-Man, I'm actually happy you're getting enjoyment out of something that didn't bring me any. I really am. That's I think that's the most healthy attitude to have is not to denigrate anybody for enjoying something that you don't. Be happy for them. Be happy for them in their enjoyment. And I'm
I'll
happy for
take it
you
from
if
this
you enjoy this
perspective.
show.
I'll take it from this perspective. Not my thing. Don't want to watch it, but it needed to exist because if it
Yeah.
didn't exist, maybe we wouldn't have gotten where we are today. It was a long journey, but we wouldn't have got where we are today.
We wouldn't have gotten Demolition Man action figures had it not been
That's
for
right.
the new adventures of
That's
He-Man.
right.
Because whenever that toy line folded, they used the mold to make Demolition Man action figures.
That's great.
Another bit of useful trivia.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop being diplomatic and just remind everyone I thought this thing sucked. All right, Jason,
Yes.
let us know, let the audience know how they can communicate with us and argue with us, and how much of a fantastic series, The New Adventures of He-Man, and how they hope we are cursed to have a horrible life from now on. How do they do
Well, after you finish being wrong, you can go down to the video description below and check out our Patreon, where you can support us for as little as $5 a month, or you may go to our channel main page and become a YouTube channel subscriber for the same price. Either way, you get these episodes early, and every now and again we throw in a little something something just to sweeten the pot.
We do.
So
We
there
do.
we go. Yes, we do.
All right. Okay, that's it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just started.
No.
Now I can't stop.
But you know what you can do? You could give us that bellowing announcement that they have been watching.
You have been watching The Power of JaySkull.